Okay, the minutes have been approved. Next item on the agenda is the management contract rules, and I'm going to turn it over to Christine.
That's correct. As I stated at the last meeting, the purpose of this meeting is limited just for you guys to vote to approve these rules and open the public comment period. There are a few dominoes that all have to fall in line. One of those being we have to file a draft of these with BLR. We also have to file one with the Secretary of State. And we also have to publish a public notice in the newspaper. So the way the timeline will shake out best for us is if you guys vote to approve and open the public comment period starting on October 20th. And that way the public comment period can run from October 20th to November 20th. And then it would be our request and recommendation to the commission that we set another meeting on November 21st, which would be the day following the conclusion of the public comment period. The purpose of that meeting would be a public forum where individuals or companies and their representatives can come forward and either echo written public comments that they've already turned in or speak out loud to the commission in a public setting what their viewpoints on the rules are. So that would be the timeline that we are proposing. I know you guys have copies of the rules and understand a lot of the premise about them. We're here to answer questions if necessary, but if you guys are ready to make a motion or ready to go ahead and vote to open public comment period on October 20th, that would be our request.
Commissioners, any questions, comments?
I would say from the council, is there anything that we should be concerned about? I mean, is it anything that's not straightforward? And then this is just the discussion purposes. Chrissy, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is we put these out for 30-day comment, and basically a lot of those questions that you're asking be addressed on November 21st.
Yeah, and what we think, obviously, is that these are good rules and that they are created to address a specific problem and only that problem. We're staying within the scope of Amendment 98, and we do believe that they are straightforward. However, as is any industry, things on paper work differently than what they might actually look like in a cultivation farm or in a different kind of setting. And so I think the purpose of the public comment period will be for industry members, if there is something that is unclear to them, to write that in a public comment, and then we can make adjustments following that public comment if you guys think that more clarity on something needs to be added, or if there is something that is found to be less straightforward than you would like.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any other questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to put out the management contract rules starting October 20th through November 20th, and we'll set our meeting on November 21st.
And
I'll
on that
November
20th, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
We had a motion on the table and a second to open up the contract rules. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, I know that there will be lots of interested parties, as I'm sure you guys are aware too. So I don't know if that meeting on the 21st, I know we're kind of cutting it close to Thanksgiving, but I do think it's important we have that meeting. I don't know if you guys want to keep that at 3 o'clock, 3:30, if you want to set it earlier in the day. I do think a lot of people will probably show up and want to speak.
So we anticipate a long meeting that day. I remember the last time we had public comment. It may or may not, but does November 21st work for you guys?
Yes, that works for me.
Long way away, but I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. And we'll have a regular meeting in between.
Yes,
then and now.
we will still have our regularly scheduled November 7th meeting at the regular time, which I think is 3:30. But on that 21st meeting, just given that it's going to go late, I don't know if you guys want to set it more 1 o'clock, noon. I know I don't want to take up y'all's whole day, but
So do we need to be present for the 21st meeting?
I think it would be beneficial, because I do think there will be a lot of interested parties here to speak, and luckily the audio is working okay today, but as you guys know, we've sometimes had some issues with our technology up here, so I think it would be agency preference if you guys were available to be here in person for the public comment meeting on the 21st.
Okay, and then one more question. During that meeting, will they specifically be addressing questions to us or just questions concerning the rules that we will have to circle back and address?
It won't necessarily be questions so much as comments. So it might be an industry member or a group of members who are coming up to say that, section 3, we really have a problem with, and here's why. And then they will be trying to argue basically to you guys why some edits or adjustments to the rules should be made, or they may be arguing why they shouldn't be promulgated at all in the first place. But I wouldn't expect that they're asking questions of you guys as much as they are more arguing to you.
Okay, thank you.
When is the next meeting?
The next meeting is November 7th.
Okay. Commissioners, any other questions, comments? Our next meeting is November 7th, and seeing no other questions, comments, meeting's adjourned.
So are we doing this meeting on the 21st at 3 or 3:30?
Sounds like we'll set the time of that meeting at our November 7th meeting.
We'll do 3:30. I don't think we will have more than 5 or 6 people that will come. It'll be five.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't think?
This conference is no longer being
I hope we
recorded.
heard from like 5 or 6. So.
You don't think they're gonna wanna represent their own opinions though?